What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we got some new cards to talk about. There are some new One Piece cards we need to talk about. I have gone and translated these myself, although I have checked with the lovely Orange Samurai D, who has checked with the lovely people on the Discord, just to make sure I've not gone and done a silly, but it turns out I didn't. I did all these translations myself, and I'm very proud of myself. And I want to start off with one of the most specific cards that I think we've ever seen in the One Piece TCG, that honestly, it's a little bit weird quite how specific it is. So we've got ourselves a new Atarama card. I should mention, of course, that all of these cards are from OPO4, Kingdom of Conspiracy, Kingdom of Intrigue, depending on exactly where you're coming from. And this new Atarama, well, as I said, it's a little bit weird, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit weird. So it's a 1 cost, 0 power, counter plus 1,000. Basically, it's very, very cheap, but we're going to be trying to use it for the skill. That's what we see. When we got a really cheap card with like no power, that tells us it's going to have a skill and we're only using it for the skill. It is not really a viable attacker, although I suppose we can use it to counter. When you play this, you choose one of your opponent's animal or smile characters that costs 3 or less and put it onto their life area face up. Okay. Cool. And you see, the thing is here that there are 2 problems I have with this card. The smaller problem I have is you're literally giving your opponent an extra life. Like, you are literally taking one of their cards and putting it onto their life. That is recovery. That is giving them one more life card that you need to go through in order to win the game. But of course, the theory here is you take one of their characters that's really important, that's going to really help them, and you essentially take it off of the board, and then that's okay. You're kind of all right with that. But my bigger problem is that it's only smile or animal, and it's only 3 cost or less. So any other type of character, nope, can't have it. Any animal or smile that's 3 cost or more, can't have it. This is a little bit of a problem. It is a very, very, very specific kind of counter. So I did what I always do with this kind of stuff. I headed over to onepiece-cardgame.dev and I searched for smile or animal 3 cost or less, just to see what kind of stuff we had. I suppose we've got the Tony Chopper from the starter deck, the 1 cost blocker. So essentially you're taking a blocker off of the board. So that would work. Tony Chopper, of course, being an animal. And I don't know, maybe there'll be more in the future. Because I'm not seeing a whole bunch of cards here which are going to see a redonkulous amount of play that fit this really narrow, requirement. And that's my big problem here. I do, however, and I do think this is very important, I do think there is a world in which we get 1 or 2, and it could be as few as 1 or 2, animal or smile type characters that cost 3 or less, which are actually super annoying and you desperately want off the board. And if that happens, this becomes a really good low cost counter, but that is essentially all we're looking for. If we want to be a bit less specific, how about the new Black Maria? Now, this is a card I like very much indeed. 3 cost, 3,000 power, and counter plus 1,000. And what we've got here is activate main, pay 2, you may rest this character to draw a card. We don't have much draw in the One Piece TCG. Like, we've got a bit of draw here and there, don't get me wrong, but this is not a game with oodles of draw. It's not a game where you're constantly drawing and drawing and drawing. The whole point here is that this is a game where you don't draw a huge amount and everybody's on the same kind of level. This obviously works quite nicely. Now, resting it isn't really a problem. This is a character you play as a support character. You're not really looking to attack, although if you put a couple of Don on, you can. This is really just I'm drawing a card. Every turn, pay 2, draw a card. And in some card games, that would be garbage. In this card game, it's honestly not too bad. But we've also got a trigger here, whereby you can just play this card for free. So if you can get that rolling, this really is very, 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 very nice indeed. You play the card for free, and then every turn you pay a couple of Don to draw an extra card. And obviously at this stage, and I know I'm not the only one that spotted this, Nami. We've got the Nami deck from OPO3, whereby if you run out of cards, instead of losing the game, you win the game. Drawing an extra card every turn. This will help, ladies and gentlemen. This will help very much indeed. I like this, honestly. I like this a lot. Having a card that can sit there and draw every turn, it's not something we see very much. We don't see very much sit there and keep drawing. So the fact that you've got an option here, yeah, I really like this, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this. I mean, I'm having a look here again on onepiece-cardgame.dev, and I'm looking at cards that can draw every turn, and there really are not very many at all here. Most of them tend to be on play or on KO or something along those lines. So we've got things like Killer from OPO1 that's a blocker, and Don X1 on block if you control 3 or more characters, you draw a card. Obviously, that is not perfect. We got the Raizo from OPO1, whereby when attacking once per turn, if you have 2 or more rested characters, you draw a card. And that's about it. In terms of cards you can use every turn to draw, that is about what we've got. It's weak, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very weak. And I'm hoping that helps to illustrate how good this card is. It's not necessarily out of context, some hugely powerful card, pay 2 a turn to draw a card, but in a world where every turn draw is as rubbish as I've just outlined, and yes, it is as rubbish as I've just outlined, a lot of the draw tends to be on play, or more expensive characters, things along those lines, this becomes a very, very, very nice card indeed. But hey, they're not the only cards I want to look at today, and let's take a look at another blue card. Let's have a look at Queen. Now here we've got a 4-cost 5,000 power counter plus 1,000, and we've got a skill whereby on play, if your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 Playgrounds or Ice Oni, and this is 2 in total, not 2 of each, and add them to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Now, I've had a bit of a look here, and as it stands at the moment, those cards don't really exist. I did do a cheeky little Google search for Ice Oni and Playgrounds, and they are basically attacks. They're going to be event cards. Now, please, please, please correct me in the comment section if I'm doing a stupid and I've missed something here, but they're clearly going to be blue cards, one would imagine, because this is a blue character. And I'm having a search around, and I can't see these, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot see these. And I think the deal here basically is they're coming in this set. And that's kind of awesome. Maybe. We don't really know. When you play this, you can look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find a couple of these, what are probably going to be event cards, add them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. As it stands at the moment, yeah, we don't really know. Now, if anybody's wondering about Animal Kingdom Pirates, it's getting a little bit weird, because in terms of leaders that are Animal Kingdom Pirates, bearing in mind this card specifically says, if your leader is Animal Kingdom Pirates, we've got 3 options. The purple starter deck Kaido, you can't play this blue card with that Kaido. The purple King, you cannot play this card with King. Remember, you can only play cards that are the same color as your leader. And the blue and purple Kaido from OPO1, which, as it stands at the moment, is your only option. It's literally the only leader that we've got that can actually be used here is this. So that's kind of what it's got to be designed for. Now, we have seen a couple of other leaders from the set. As it stands at the moment, none of them are Animal Kingdom Pirates. So, yeah. Now, I don't believe, and again, correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about this, I don't believe we've actually seen all the leaders from OPO4. We've seen 4 of them. So, there are a couple of other leaders to come, and it is absolutely possible that some of those might be, or one of those might be Animal Kingdom Pirates. And this is one of the things I always say when we're looking at a set before the release of the set. You do need to bear in mind that we are always, until we've seen the entire set, we are always working with imperfect information. There are essentially more things which are going to be revealed down the line, which could add some much needed context to stuff we just don't have. As it stands at the moment, this is for Kaido. But we need so much more information about this card. It can search for 2 event cards that we haven't seen. And it may well be working with a leader we haven't seen. But let's be perfectly clear. Looking at the top 7 cards, grabbing a couple of events ready to roll. Yeah, this could be really good. Or you can look at the top 7 cards and whiff, and then this is terrible. We'll have to find out later on. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about these new cards, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.